Now we'll study about the homogeneous differential equation and non-homogeneous, as we are studying the first order system, right? First order is further divided into two categories. One is the homogeneous differential equation, okay, and another one is the first order only non-homogeneous differential equation. So what is the difference in the homogeneous and non-homogeneous? If it's under the category of homogeneous, then in that case the standard equation is dy of t by dt plus py of t would be equal to 0. Okay, but if there is a case of non-homogeneous, then in that case the equation is dy of t by dt plus py of t is equal to q. Okay, for this one it is 0 for homogeneous, and for non-homogeneous it is some constant term. Clear? Now if you further solve it, I'll tell you the direct value. Y of t would be equal to k into e raised to power minus pt. Okay, this y is any one of the variable. If you want to calculate voltage, then it would be v of t. If you want to calculate current, then it would be I of t. Got it? So yt can be v of t or yt can be I of t. Now similarly, if we want to calculate this one, then y of t is how much? Q by p plus k into e raised to power minus pt. Okay, so now you need to remember these two formulas related to this. This is k is the constant. How can we get the constant? If we'll put t equal to 0, then we'll get the values for k. That would be more clear when we'll do the numericals based on this. Okay, clear? Now I'm taking a simple example to make you more understood. Like suppose this is the RC circuit, right? So voltage across this one would be Vs. At t equal to 0, switch would be closed. Current would be flowing through I of t. Voltage across R would be VR of t, and the voltage across C would be Vc of t, right? Now what is our main aim? What is our main goal? We have to find Vc of t for t greater than 0. Okay, remember I told you this thing also. Whenever there is capacitor, they'll generally ask you Vc of t. Whenever we'll have inductor, then they'll ask you current across inductor 90% of the time. So but if they ask you current across capacitor, then you need to put the formula C dV by dt. Ultimately you need to calculate voltage only for calculation of current, right? Similarly, if you want to calculate current, that is if you want to calculate voltage across inductor, then that would be L di by dt. So in short, I'm just trying to say that whenever you have capacitor, you need to calculate voltage, and whenever you will have inductor, you need to calculate current. Understood? Clear? Okay, now this was the circuit, and in this circuit we need to calculate capacitor, so that means we need to calculate voltage Vc of t at t greater than 0, right? So now as you know that whenever we need to calculate Vc of t, we should know Vc of 0 minus. Yes or no? So as you know Vc of 0 minus, we need to calculate. How can we calculate Vc of 0 minus? We need to draw the circuit at t equal to 0 minus, right? At t equal to 0 minus, tell me the switch is opened or closed? Open. So if I draw the circuit would like this. Then in that case Vc of 0 minus is equal to 0, and that would be Vc of 0 plus, that is also equal to 0. Okay, now again we need to draw the circuit for at t greater than 0. Okay, now tell me at t greater than 0, the switch is opened or closed? Hmm. It is closed at t equal to 0. Then it will be closed, right? So you can write down step number 1. We need to draw circuit at t equal to 0 minus, then we need to calculate Vc of 0 minus. This is particular for RC circuit. Now for step number 2, we need to draw circuit at t equal to 0 plus, right? So in this case, switch is closed. So in this case, current will flow or not? Now you have to apply KVL for this particular mesh. Can you tell me the KVL equation? So by the KVL we'll get this equation, R into I of t. Can we write down as VR of t? So that would be minus Vs plus VR of t plus Vc of t is equal to 0. Yes or no? And you have already studied that VR of t is equal to R into I of t, right? And I of t is how much? Current across capacitor is how much? Tell me the formula. C dV over dt. So can we put VR of t as equal to R as it is? I would be how much? C dVc over dt? Yes or no? So I'm substituting here minus Vs as it is. VR would be R into I of t. R as it is. I of t is how much? C dVc by dt plus Vc of t is equal to 0. Yes or no? So Vs is how much? Rc dVc by dt plus Vc of t. Understood? Now we got this equation. Now you need to tell me that whether this equation is homogeneous or non-homogeneous. Non-homogeneous because you are getting constant, right? So what would be in the form, like if I write that form of non-homogeneous, that would be how much? That would be dy, I'm writing here dy by dt plus py of t is equal to q, right? Yes or no? So now we need dy by dt coefficient, it should be equal to 1. So for that, can we divide the whole equation by RC? By 1. So it would be how much? Vs RC is equal to d Vc by dt plus Vc of t by RC. Yes or no? Hmm? Any doubt? Okay. Now you need to convert it into the standard form as I told you earlier, right? So what is the standard form? If I'll compare it, Q is this one, hmm? dV by dt is this one, and Vc of t by RC is this one, right? So for this one I told you that Vc of t means y of t equal to q by p plus k into e raised to power minus pt. You need to convert it in this form only. So after solving, we'll get Vc of t is equal to, what we'll get? Tell me. First you tell me, then I'll tell you. Y of t Here they have given dy by dt, and here they have given dc over dt. So can we say that yt is equal to vc of t? Dy by dt, just you need to compare it simply, right? I'm writing this equation in this form only, that is dc of dt by dt plus 1 over rc, c of t is equal to ds over rc. Now compare this one with this one. Instead of y of t, we are having vc of t, yes or no? Now p is equal to how much? Y of t is vc of t, so p is how much? 1 over rc, and q is how much? If we'll compare, that is vs over rc, correct? Clear? Now I need to convert it in this form. So y of t is vc over t, vc of t is equal to q by p. Q by p means vs over rc divided by 1 over rc plus k as it is, raised power minus p is how much? 1 over rc t. Right or not? This rc and rc would be cancelled out. So vc of t is equal to s plus k into e raised power minus t over rc. Yes or no? So this is the standard formula we are getting for vc of t when we are giving the supply. Note down this formula in our formula page. Understood? This formula we are going to use in the numericals. Clear? If we, all the time, but if that depends vs is given or not. If vs is not given, then we'll consider it as 0. If it is given, then we'll consider it as that one. Okay. Now after this we'll have, that was the circuit with DC circuit, right? So now after this we'll have, suppose, RL circuit. We can have RL circuit as well, plus minus 100 volt. I'm giving with the values, resistor and inductor. This is 50 ohm, this is 0.1 Henry, this is 100 volt. At t greater than 0, current is flowing, I of t. Again, this is VR of t, this is L of t, right? In case of inductor, I told you that is IL of 0 minus would be equal to IL of 0 plus. Yes or no? So again we have to draw the first circuit, that at t less than 0. At t less than 0, will the current flow in the circuit? Yeah, or we can say t equal to 0. So can we say that IL of 0 minus is 0? That would be IL of 0 plus, correct? Now for t greater than 0 or t equal to 0 plus, the current will flow or not? Current will flow. So can we apply KVL? Remember one thing also, if we'll have series circuit, then in that case we'll use KVL, and if we'll have parallel circuit, then in that case we'll use KCL. Okay. So tell me the equation for KVL over here. Now tell me voltage across inductor is L di by dt. Can we put the value for L over here? What is the value for L? 0.1. Now can we Write down the equation like this: 100 is equal to 50 I of plus 0.1 di by d. Yes or no? Now tell me, this equation is homogeneous? It's non. The standard equation for that is dy by dt plus p y of is equal to q, right? Y of t is equal to q by p plus k into e raised power minus. Now from here, comparing these, compare. Tell me what is y of t. As I told you earlier also, di by dt, by dt, coefficient 1, divided by 1000. Tell me y of t is what? See, can I rewrite this equation in this form? The same form, di by dt plus 50 by 0.1 is 1 over 10, so 500 I of t is equal to 1000. Can I write it? So from here what we are getting, q is equal to 1000 is equal to 500 and y of t is how much? I of t, right? Now can we substitute in this equation? Y of t is I of t is 1000 and p is 500 plus k as it is raised power minus 500. Yes or no? So this is your current equation, that is I of t is equal to 2. This is for RL or RC? The question, same homogeneous and non same for RL and okay. There is a difference in RL and RC. As you have seen in the previous case, there was a circuit of RC. We calculated voltage, right? C of t, correct? But in the case of RL, we calculated current. So I of t is equal to plus k in raised power minus 500. Yes or no? Now after this, we need to get the value for k. Then only we'll get the final value for IT now. So k, how value, how we are the, how will we get the k value? We'll have fixed step that for determining the value for k, put t equal to 0. Okay. If I'll put t equal to 0 in this equation, then it will become I of 0 is equal to 2 plus k into e raised power minus 500 multiplied by 0, right? Plus k into e raised power 0 is 1. I of 0 is IL of 0 my plus, right? As you know, IL of 0 plus is how much? IL of 0 only, right? So ultimately get 0, raised per 0 is 1 plus 2. Okay, got it as minus, right? Now we need to substitute plus, it's minus, so minus raised per minus 500. Common one is e raised per minus 5. That would be 4. This is your final answer. Understood this one? And time constant. Time constant is denoted by tau. So after time constant time constant is denoted. If it's RL circuit, then time constant is L R. Got it? But if RC circuit, constant is RC. Okay? If there is a single resistance, then R, but if there are a combination of resistance, then that R equivalent. And R equivalent, how will you get? If there are big, that would be R Thevenin, way which you got it. This formula now, C of T, C of T is equal to plus K into E or minus T by tau. We'll compare it, then we get tau is equal to R into C, right? Everything. Just need formula. Okay? And I think you only numerical will come now. So this is the case as I told steps, right? The steps 1 we circuit 0 minus, right? So now we'll draw the circuit according to this. At t equal to 0, the switch is open, right? So before that was closed, yes or no? So that means at t equal to 0, this like this. Now tell me, this particular case, is there any current flow capacity? Then why current is system? So from here, what we need to calculate, there is a capacitor, the capacitor, then C of 0 minus. Okay, C of 0 minus, but if there is a case, that case we need to calculate IL of 0, right? This is the case for capacitor only. So VC of 0 minus C of 0 only. Understood? Step number 1 complete. Any doubt in step number 1? Circuit. Second step. Second step, at equal to 0, at t plus unit the circuit. Okay, and have to see after whether it's in series or in parallel. If it's in series, you have to apply KVL. If it's in parallel, you apply KCL. Okay, now draw the circuit at t equal to 0. Opened or closed? One means don't consider this wire. Then there circuit would be current in resistance, the capacitor. This is 10 millimeter, 1 kilo and 10 micro, right? Now calculate what they're asking, the voltage across capacitor, right? So voltage of capacitor is VC of, yes or no? Because at every point voltage is same. So as I told you, have to apply nodal analysis. Let's consider I1, I2, I3. Can we say that I1 is equal to I2 plus I3? Can we write it like this? 10 is equal to C of by 1000. Current across capacitor is C over D. C dVc by D. C value they have given 10 micro power minus 6 farad. Correct? Any doubt? compare it with the standard. It's non-homogeneous. Now you already know the standard equation for non, right? That is how much. So now take by dt coefficient 1, right? So what we'll do? 10 divided by 10 raised to power minus 5 c of 1000 or minus 5, right? 10 into 10 6 is how much? C by dt by dt. Yes. Now y of t is how much and q is how much? Tell me. Now you tell me because I told you two questions. See 10 raised to power minus 5 and this one is how much? Raised to power 6, right? And is how much? Y of t is Vc of t. Y of t is always variable. Either it would be current or voltage. 100 and q is this one. Now can we substitute in this one equation? Now substitute all these values in the standard equation. Okay. Then after that you to calculate k also, and this y of t will be equal to q by p, means 10 raised to power 6 by 100 plus k into raised to power minus 100 t, right? So now solve it. 10 raised to power 6 by 100 is how much? To calculate k, we need to put t equal to 0, right? Yes or no? This is v of t. So if you'll put t equal to 0, then it will become how much? C of 0, 10 raised to power 4 plus k into e raised to power 0. Yes or no? K into e raised to power 0 is k plus 10 raised to power 4. Vc of 0 minus we already calculated. That would be, so k is equal to minus 10 raised to power 4, right? Now tell me the final Vc of t. This is the final Vc of t. Now read the question what they are asking. What is the value for Vc of t for switch off? Can you tell me? Before Vc of 0 minus is 0. Obtain the differential equation for Vc of t. This is the differential equation for Vc of t, right? Find Vc of t for t greater than 0, for t greater than 0, right? What is the steady state value of Vc after the switch opens? After switch opens, switch is opened. Determine how long it take to take after the switch open before within 1% of the steady state value. अभिजीत सर से ना, हाँ वो मैथ्स भी पढ़ाते हैं और वो भी पढ़ाते हैं। ठीक है, चलो स्टार्ट करें।